Maharishi's Global Family Chat. News of rising invincibility around the world. This is the news everyone needs to understand how the trends of time are changing towards peace and prosperity. Maharishi's Vedic technologies, transcendental meditation and its advanced program Yogic Flying are being implemented globally. Just the square root of 1% of the population practicing yogic flying together in a group is enough to raise the levels of harmony and coherence in the collective consciousness for the whole population. Enjoy the news of enlightenment dawning for every individual, invincibility for every nation, and peace for our dear world. Jai Gurudev, welcome to Maharishi's Global Family Chat on the 8th of July 2022. I'm reporting from MERU, the international capital of the Age of Enlightenment of the global country of world peace, in the beautiful forest on the southeast side of the Netherlands, the biggest forest in the Netherlands. And I have to say that things are starting to happen now. There are tractors and bulldozers and people marking, and what's happening is that construction is starting to move ahead. And today we have the whole very active, dynamic, experienced team of architects and others who are involved in the development of MERU. And first, it's a joy to welcome Caspar Jung, who is Director of Development at MERU. He has all his attention on the realization of the master plan to create a complete international Vastu campus for the movement. So, Caspar, please go ahead and give us in a nutshell what's happening, and then we have a number of others who are taking care of different aspects of the project who will be presenting. So Caspar, please go ahead.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having us. It's true, things are happening now, and it's a real joy. Today, we wanted to give an update to the global family about the MERU apartment building project. And you'll be hearing from almost everyone in the team. One of us was unable to attend. But we'll start by briefly outlining how the apartment building project got into momentum. So in 2019, MERU had a big summit. And at that summit, all the leaders of the global country and all the primary residents of MERU met and talked about the mission and vision of MERU. What was the future? What is the goal and purpose of MERU, and what role does it play for the global country? As a result of that, we came up with a mission and vision poster, which is what you see here on the screen. The vision is heaven on earth, a world of peace, happiness, prosperity for everyone, by developing the full potential of human consciousness through Maharishi Vedic science and technology. The mission for MERU is to serve as a headquarters of the global country of world peace and as a university of Vedic science, to bring enlightenment to every individual and invincibility to every nation. As part of that mission and vision, we identified 8 distinct areas of MERU that have their own unique focus. We have knowledge courses. We have the Tower of Invincibility, which is Maharishi's last wish for MERU. We have the self-development program, which many in our family have experienced as the MERU volunteer program, which is essentially an opportunity for younger generation to come and experience what life is like at MERU and to grow into their own development through the technologies of consciousness. The fourth one is Ayurveda Health Center. And these first four are part of the primary knowledge center. And the knowledge center is, let's say, one half of the vision and mission of MERU. The other half is administration. And MERU is a headquarters for the global country. Many people live and work here every day. We also have Vedic congresses here, which is yearly celebrations. And there's a portion of MERU which is just dedicated to taking care of the campus. And finally, we have coherence creating groups, Purushas, Mother Divine, Pundits. Now, that's the mission and vision. What came out of this summit also was a desire to open the doors of MERU, to let people in our movement family have an opportunity to live at MERU and be part of this community. And at the summit, Maharaja gave his very clear blessing, and the majority agreed, and there was a consensus. And so the apartment building really kicked into higher gear. Now, other than the apartment building, there are also a few other buildings being constructed now. We call it phase one of the MERU campus development. We have the apartment building in there. We also have a few Raja homes. Right now, Raja Chris and Ann Kroll and Raja Michael and Susie Dilbeck are building. They should be finished this year. But also we're building two facilities for the campus for our people to come and live in Vastu on the MERU campus, and also to have offices and workshops in a Vastu office building. So those are three buildings right now that are starting hopefully at the beginning of next year. We always try to move things quickly, but things are developed and things get delayed. Right now, the focus is then the apartment building, the residential building for our staff, and the operations building, which is workspaces and offices. Next, I'd like to invite Raja Alberto Castano. He is a Raja, he's a Maharishi Vastu architect, but he has a particular appointment from Raja Ram to focus as a Raja on the development of MERU. So please, Raja Alberto, go ahead. It's been a pleasure working with him.
Yes, thank you, Caspar. Yes, it likes to start saying only that if one comes to MERU to visit, he is making, of course, a very special experience being in MERU, a unique atmosphere that is all the day throughout the year in this area, in these buildings and in these gardens. This is the fruit of an atmosphere that was created in a way that only an enlightened master is able to do on a built place. Is this so? It's if Maharishi would have changed the laws of nature in the place, just in order to support this easiness that is there. But anyway, it remains one experience, one isolated, one-time experience. Differently is the case when someone lives in MERU. Living in MERU, in the campus, transforms the life of a meditator through this continuous influence that is in the campus, that this influence of purity and of bliss that is just on every one of us there. Then, of course, what follows is raising up of the individual consciousness on the one hand, and the enrichment of the collective as well. Now we have started to create a heaven on earth place in this MERU campus, open to anyone, through beginning with one building that opens the door to people even that have never been in Holland, in MERU, and do not know. we call it the apartment building. It's just this building that you see where people can have their own apartment to live, to stay, to invite friends, etc. We can say that there's only one limit to this project, and this is just the area that we have. We can build in the area that we just have seen, and in the height we have these 3 stories, and then this is what we have. So the fortunate ones, the people that react quickly to our advertisements for this campaign of selling the apartments, they will get able to get this opportunity, this unique opportunity, in order to enrich their own life. This is going to be like if one would get a 3-fold technique of enlightenment, being the one, of course, their own meditation program. Secondly, the booster of meditating in a Vastu building, that it will be. And third, to the enhance of the support of the surroundings that are still impregnated from Maharishi's most sublime energy. All this, what is happening, what we are starting, wouldn't have been possible without the contribution of the next speaker, which is Raja Andreas Strasi. He's the chairman, actually, of the apartment building project, and we are all very grateful that he accepted to take this challenge. He's a very experienced real estate developer, especially in the area of hotel building, and he himself is owner of several boutique hotels. So I would like to hand over to Raja Andreas now. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Raja Alberto. As with any great projects that I've undertaken in my 3-decade career, being hospitality, as a trained architect too, for me, it's all about people. And it was a great joy and pleasure to actually do the Raja course with you and Mother Margarita, Raja Alberto. And for me, the biggest lesson there was to trust the process of sequentially unfolding. And just these beautiful, gentle invitations from one soul to the next gave us the impetus to take what was given as a blessing from Maharaja at the summit and to open MERU, and these different aspects which were happening at the same time. How do we invite not only the outside world in, who are what we call friends of MERU, but also the next generation. Casper was also at the same interface of change, where he invited me to participate in the conversation and in the summit. So it all came together, and as it unfolded, we then had Keith Parker, who I worked with in the UK Peace Palace project, who's a banker and is like a brother to me with regards to being able to have somebody in the team that people can trust with their money. One of the big issues that there was with any project in the movement is the money going to be used in the right project, and is it going to go somewhere else? And so this concern about money was actually alleviated, and Keith has that quality to him. People do trust him as a banker and somebody who's produced in the past this ring fencing of funds. And very quickly then these invitations to of resonant souls to work together. Daria came to join and work with Keith and also Roxana. And so as a team, I want to just to take us through what's underneath the project line here, what's been accomplished and then what's waiting for us. So on the left hand side, you can see that one of the things that we put in place very quickly was, apart from the governance and funds being ring fenced, we also had a company formed for this project called MERU Development Corporation, which allows it to be a standalone entity with decision making, a proper board, which includes Roger Raphael and Ike G and others. And we also have Dr. Neil Patterson working with us on this. So there's a lot of experience, both from the skill set of putting a building together and also in internal dialogue that's been going on a weekly basis since July 2021. What we've achieved also is another narrative of optimizing the scale and design of the building, which was originally it was a slightly bigger building, but as we know, with inflation and costs rising, we looked at the demand supply, the timeline to get this started as soon as possible, and we've now right-sized the property without losing much of the volume, and also keeping the similar number of apartments that we had to begin with. And it's also a bit more refined structurally too. Kern Architects have been appointed. They're a professional outside firm who will help us with building permits and ensuring that the right contractors come on board when we're going to be working with them for pricing, to work internally with Roxana and Christian and those who are involved with the Vastu side of the project, and of course Raja Alberto and Mother Margarita. The final milestone we needed to achieve before we get to this broken line of what's happening next was a big one, and that was the resources required, the financial resources of 5 million euros. That's the halfway point, and that's the trigger to actually get the train going. And very grateful to a few very experienced and very wealthy meditators who have acquired in the building and have lent into the building. And we will be meeting those people at the open house event, which we're going to hear about from Daria. And we have a dozen or so acquirers and many that are waiting for this project to start, to get onto the train. And they are from all over the globe. And we'll hear more about those, as I said, at the groundbreaking and at the open house, which will also be online as well as in person. So what's waiting for us? So we have a groundbreaking ceremony at open house just after Guru Purnima, 15th July, 16th of July, over those 2 days. Our permits and contractors' final price at the end of 2022. So it's a fast train now. We have a beginning of construction anticipated for Q1 or Q2 of next year, and the completion of the main construction over that 12-month period, which will then give us 3 to 6 months to polish and for Mother Margarita to work with the interiors of those acquirers to hand over the keys and have them moving in by or on Victory Day. So it's all very exciting, and I'd like us to focus on how we're taking this now from ideas to cash in the bank to actually actualizing this. And Daria has been working very, very closely with Keith Parker, as I said, who's an ex-banker who can't join us today, unfortunately, but sends us his success and hopes for moving forward as quickly as possible from the UK. He will be joining us on other events. But together, Daria and Keith have worked meticulously on sales and marketing and getting as many people from all around the globe to really look at this project from a point of view of living here, the place to be. And they've done an enormously successful campaign. I'm very grateful to both of them. And Daria will take us through, as I said, as she's head of sales and has been tireless on this project, completely committed, and it's going to take us through what we're going to be looking at for the open house. And Daria too is also a Vastu architect and consultant. So thank you, Daria.
Thank you, Raj Andres. Yes, as Raj Andres already said, we have great news, which is the groundbreaking ceremony with Dr. Tony Nader. And this is a very important step forward in building the MERU Vastu Apartments. Groundbreaking ceremony is the first of the 3 Vastu ceremonies that need to be performed. And it's the first thing to be done on the site, and it marks the starting point for the preparation of the site for construction. So what else will be happening at the event, at the open house event? We will have special presentations, so we will be able to experience what life is like at MERU. You will be listening to those people here, Raja Raphael, Raja Andreas, Connie Postel, Madusha Pereira, Neil Patterson, and Casper Jung. And so you, as Raja Andreas already said, you'll get to know who is the driving force behind MERU Apartments project. Also, what are the plans for MERU and for the community? And what kind of knowledge is available for you at MERU? And there'll be more things you'll find out. Another thing at the MERU Open House event is that you will be able to get to know your potential neighbors. So there will be 2 interesting days, and you'll be able to spend time with them during the meals, the presentations, the walks, and the group program. And there will also be a chance to meet with Vastu architect, Roxana Shurka, and interior designer, Margarita Ruele. You can discuss your wishes about the apartment with them, and as some details can be adjusted according to your wishes. So now I'll let Roxana speak. As I just said, she's a Maharishi Vastu architect of the MERU apartment building, and also some other buildings being developed at the MERU campus at the moment.
Thank you, Daria. I'm the newest addition to the team, but I'm very honored to collaborate with them on the apartment building, but as well here at MERU, because my role is actually to represent MERU in the process of making the desired projects a reality. And what I do generally, and I also did in apartment building, is just to make sure by adding and checking the Vastu requirements that all the phases of design and of construction are done properly by the outside architects and through the outside institutions. And what I wanted to say that at first, when I joined the team in the fall of 2021, we were on the verge of shaking things up again after the hardship of COVID restrictions, and also trying to cope with the rising prices of the construction market. So we had a challenge in front of us to make this project happen in the end and not give up on it. And my task was to make it possible by resizing the building together with the Dutch architects Kern, and still keep the feel of the luxury and maintain the same space as originally planned by Christian Schweitzer, and also keep the outside aesthetics as nice as possible and true to the original project. So currently, I would like to add that we are in the phase of the technical designs. We are putting together all the collaborating projects of installations, of engineering, etc., and the materialization, choosing the materials that will be used in the building. And after this phase will be the phase when we authorize the project at official institutions. And then I will also be available in that time for all interested buyers to go through the design possibilities of the apartments together with my esteemed team member and colleague, Margarita Ruel, who is an interior designer. She's a set designer and appointed the mother of the domain for the Maharishi Vastu construction at MERU. Please, Margarita.
So thank you, Roxanne, for the beautiful introduction. And yes, we have finalized the size of the building. And so we could really optimize at the best all the apartments. And now is really the time to start with the creativity and to help everybody that has already acquired an apartment, or the people that would like to buy one and need inspiration, how to meet with the budget, maybe on smaller size apartment. How can we make every item a really beautiful and nice way of living, or having holidays, or participating to courses that will be held in MERU, and to enjoy at the best. So we will develop, and we have already started, to a series of options, from finishing to furnishing itself. And we will really like to go bespoke to meet the requirement of bigger budget, but we can offer also very nice solutions for smaller budgets. But thanks to the size of the building, we can really have the power to acquire better discount and make happy everybody with the solution that we can offer. So we look forward to meet everybody in MERU that is interested, or in Zoom, and start either Zoom meeting or personal meeting in the campus. So thank you, and meeting you soon. Jai Gurudev. And now my husband, Raja Alberto, should conclude for the invitation that you all come and enjoy this special 2 days of the ceremony. Jai Gurudev.
So yes, thank you, Margarita. So we are looking forward to see many of you in the 14th and 16th, and also before, if you come to the assembly, we will have on the 15th the groundbreaking with Maharaja, and this is something important in that case, of course, that he's joining this ceremony to give birth to the practical phase of the apartment building, of the construction. And we will have many other parts in this event, and then you will know MERU and the MERU surroundings. And you can also join the meetings and this open day from your home. There will be this link where you could, from your computer, join. And I think now we can conclude the presentation. Maybe Daria is the organizer of it. Can do that. Kaspar, maybe. Kaspar is also there.
Maybe I can say something. It's been very interesting and exciting to hear about all these different aspects. Kaspar has outlined that we have not just the MERU Apartments starting construction now, but the big residence for all the MERU staff also, which will be close by to the MERU Apartments, and the operations building. So this is a time when there's a new start. The whole campus is growing to a new level. So it's a very good time to come and see and find out about it if you are thinking at all of joining and getting a MERU apartment. Raja Alberto has pointed out very beautifully how this MERU was Maharishi's home, and his imprint, what he infused in the place. It's here, it'll always be here. And to have an apartment, it's a really something special for our own evolution. Raja Andreas gave us an outline of how the process unfolded, how everything and everyone came together who was needed. Very nice to hear about that. Daria told us about the groundbreaking on the 15th and 16th of July, together with Dr. Tony Nader, Maharaja. And the one thing I missed there, Daria, is what time is the groundbreaking?
It will be at 5:30 CEST p.m.
Now, that's in the middle of my program. Why did you choose this funny time?
Well, we could have done it at 7 in the morning. That's when the second muhurta was, but we preferred the afternoon and we can delay the program a little bit.
Okay, so this is a special muhurta, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the only highly auspicious moment within a few months that we have to grab for maximum benefit. Great. So so we'll all be there and we'll all do our program a little later. And so it'll be fun together. And will you have ice cream for us to make it more,
Yeah, we've already ordered it. It's going to be
great.
for both days after lunch.
Organic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very good. So ice cream at the groundbreaking, you will not suffer. And Roxana has explained how now we are going into a new phase, technical design. The next phase after that will be the official authorization. And I must say that the new building looks much nicer to me than the previous version. Everything has been optimized. You have explained that, the inside, the outside, the technicals, but just the look of it, to me, it's much more attractive. And Margarita is inviting you to come and discuss your personal desires, needs, wishes, whatever. So whether you've decided or not decided, or are just interested, or you're spying because you want to do something in your country, come and talk to everybody, talk to Margarita, and find out everything that you can, and then see if, what direction you want to go. So, Kaspar, anything more to add?
No, I think you summed it up perfectly, Peter, and thank you. It was a pleasure to hear you summarize with humor our points. Thank you.
Thank you all, and congratulations. I think this is really an opportunity for anybody who doesn't already live here and who would like to live in the best place in the whole wide world, as far as I'm concerned. The Netherlands is so sweet and gentle and accommodating. And, this is not the UK or Raja Andreas, sorry. This is a very nice country to live in. So, and it's the nicest part of this very nice country. And it's so silent and sattvic and blissful. Just come, hear about it, see what you want to do with it, and take the next step. 15th and 16th, do they have to register? Where do they register?
They can register on the link that was. So this is the link for the open house, where you can read more, see the schedule of both days, and then you can decide if you want to join us on the campus with an ice cream, or you sit on your couch. You can also watch us, but then you'll have to get your own ice cream.
Thank you all very much. It's a wonderful opportunity, and let's look forward to all meeting together on the 15th and 16th, and perhaps even on the 13th, Guru Purnima. All best wishes to you all. Thank you for everything you're doing. And Jai Gurudev. We end by ringing the bell of invincibility for everyone's personal invincibility and enlightenment. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Gurudev.
descending, descending on the earth. Heaven is descending, descending on the earth. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, heaven on earth. Heaven is descending, descending on the earth. Light of God is bringing heaven on earth. Guru Dev's grace is bringing heaven on earth. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, heaven on earth. Light of God is bringing heaven on Heaven is descending, descending on the earth. Heaven is descending, descending on the earth. Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, heaven on earth. Heaven is descending, descending on the earth. Heaven is descending, descending.